Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
What's up, nerds? Welcome to this week's edition of the Multiverse Report, from SUNY ESF to Colgate University and everywhere in between. Strange one this week, as Mike is visiting the left coast for the foreseeable future, and by that I mean till the middle of this week. In his stead, we have special guest, friend of the pod, Brandon from M.O.N Comics. How we doing, man?
Dude, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's been a long day of taking one kid to the urgent care, and the snow is hitting us. So you guys getting hit with snow up there? Did you guys get that today?
Yeah, it was. So I was down. My son's on the ski team down at Lab, and I was down in Tully and just getting peppered driving back because we had like a meeting down there. But I was just sitting there thinking, "Yep, winter's here. Like we're getting there.
We're in it, dude."
So the first lake effect of the season, and for anyone who's not on the the Great Lakes region, lake effect snow is a real thing. And we will get peppered with it all year.
No, when it hits hard, and like it was a realization day. Like we're in it. The push to March begins, and yeah, so it's time to really bear down and talk comics.
Exactly.
We're going to be all cooped up for a while.
That's like my options are skiing and comics, and apparently now Warhammer minis. I've started to paint those for some reason.
That seems like something I could get into for sure. It seems so relaxing.
It's cathartic, man. It's like weirdly, my son is now obsessed with doing it too. He's 8. He just sits down here and like today we threw the Bills game on, and we're both just sitting here like painting stuff, watching the Bills game. I'm like, this is kind of great.
Sounds like you've made it as a father in the nerd world.
Right.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we're here a little early for those of us live. I'm doing hosting duties as well as the tech stuff. So if I don't see you commenting in the chat, well, I'm sorry. We'll get to you eventually. But I guess first thing on the docket, and I know you know the gist of what we do, but for anyone who's new here, weekly nerd news recap. If you like what you're hearing, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment, do anything that helps the algorithm let you find us, let us find you, however it works out. Always appreciated. You can find us on the socials or on Patreon at the Multiverse Report. I'm really bad at checking them. Mike's a lot better than I am. So, same deal. If you don't hear from me, yell at Mike, especially since he's not here. So this week we had it's like a question mark. The villain for the upcoming Superman Man of Tomorrow has effectively been revealed. The outlet The Wrap reported earlier this week that Brainiac will be the purported main villain for the Superman sequel. Many fans had kind of assumed Brainiac was because when they announced it, their gun had a X-ray of a human brain on the first page of the script. So, kind of gave it away a little. But this week on Threads, after The Wrap broke this, Gunn shared a picture of a microscopic 3D picture of brain tissue. So, not saying it's definite, but that, Gunn's usual cryptic reveals without reveals, it seems about as good as we can get for connecting the dots. So, any thoughts on Brainiac as the next villain?
So cool. I think that's awesome. They're going Brainiac route. As a kid, I was obsessed with the Superpowers Brainiac toy.
Yep.
I don't think they'll go that route necessarily, but I think it's super cool to get outside of some of the other villains. We've like Lex Luthor, has always been his main man, but I think it's super cool that they're going to give us Brainiac, and I look forward to it. I enjoyed Superman. I think it was a cool movie, and I definitely look forward to seeing what they can do with Brainiac.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because they also did confirm. Well, Frank Grillo confirmed that Flag Senior will be in the picture, and I think it was confirmed before that Luthor will be there, teamed up with Superman against Brainiac. Which
isn't he getting a suit?
Yeah. The teaser images kind of showed him in the old classic suit. It wasn't like Nicholas Hoult him, but I think they started like revealing it with the old like him in his power suit and I mean, in the original Superman Man of Tomorrow, I never read the run, but Superman, Lobo, and Luthor teamed up against the Parasite. So, you know, there's at least precedent there for them teaming up in something named Man of Tomorrow. So
That would be cool. I'm down for it. Bring it on.
yeah, it's especially after watching the original quote unquote, the new Superman. Like I'm ready for more of that in my veins. Like I don't know, it just seemed like it was a real new fresh take on it.
Agreed. Bright colors, good stuff.
Yeah, bright colors in a
I
DC
like,
movie, you can do that.
yeah, right. And I like the actor that played Superman. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, and he had a great balance of the Clark and Superman. Like he handled,
I thought so too. Yeah.
you know, we find a lot of like Spider-Man. You find the good Peter that's not as great as a Spidey, and the great Batman that's not as good as a Bruce Wayne. And the Corn Sweat seemed to fit that balance pretty well. So
I thought so too. I liked him in both aspects of it, and I think he did balance the character well. That's a good point. Yeah, you're always unhappy with one or the other.
right. Richard Westfall, as always, welcome to the chat, my friend. Your worlds are colliding right now, but I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that statement that Lobo sucks, my friend. I do not know.
Oh boy, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, no, that's that. Especially Momoa as Lobo. I'll be very curious if that comes to fruition and if that is a thing.
Haven't they been was there spoiled shots, like behind the scenes shots?
Oh, was there?
Him as Lobo? I
I
think
mean,
there was.
You just look at him and you're like, yeah, you could be Lobo, no problem.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. They need to shake it up. They need to throw stuff out there and see what they can do.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes, but it seems like there's enough meat on the bone for this movie to make it successful, and especially coming off of whatever Supergirl does. Like thinking about this, I keep getting excited about Man of Tomorrow, but like Supergirl is coming out next year, and especially after the cameo in Superman, I'm kind of jazzed about that too.
Oh my god, that I loved it. She goes to planets with red suns so she can get drunk.
Yep.
Without red suns.
Which was like that was the first like arc of the comics, and I was like, oh, cool. So
yeah, someone I don't read as much DC, but someone did tell me that was the first arc of the comics. So I was like, all right,
yeah.
Anyone who follows the comic lore is doing good.
Yeah, so I'm a Marvel guy through and through. Mike has started to corrupt me on the DC. But Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Tom King, like that's well worth if you get a chance to find that trade. If you get a chance to find it at Funky Town Comics and Vinyl, our sponsor for this show, as always.
I'm writing this down.
It's an absolutely killer one. So all right, we got to the bottom of it, by the way. Lobo's or the Lobo hate comes strictly from Lobo kicking a cat. So this all makes sense now.
Yes.
The pieces are all falling together.
Can't be mad at that.
No. So, I guess shifting gears a little to the world of Marvel. There were a couple of, I guess, confirmations without confirmations between the Snyder, Jeff Snyder, on his podcast and his newsletter, and a couple of other sources that the 2028 slate, it looks like Blade might slot into that November-December role. So Blade, the Mahershala Ali led, who the hell knows if it'll ever actually happen movie. But if 2028 turns into Black Panther 3 in February, X-Men in May, Blade in November, December, what are we thinking? What are we thinking that does? Is that are we full blown back at that point, or where are we going coming out of Fantastic Four heading towards that?
Man, it's so tough, right? Like when it seems like when Marvel was throwing a bunch of stuff within a year, people would get mad and because something wouldn't hit, people thought that they should be focusing their energy on like one or two projects and do them really well.
Yep.
But with those titles, man, like if those are all home runs, it could really change the tide for Marvel.
Yeah.
Is my audio screwing up?
Oh no, it's my speakers I forgot to turn off. I was trying to figure out where I was getting I wasn't seeing an echo in the mixer, but I was hearing something and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So
Made me self-conscious. Yeah, those were all bangers, and I'm very tentative about the Blade. I mean, it's just seen so much trouble. Like,
yeah.
they need to knock that one out of the park after everything it's been through. But if we get Blade, X-Men, and Black Panther 3 and they knock them all out, it could be a huge year for Marvel. But they need to, like, so hard to make fanboys happy, Steve. Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, but I would love to see them all succeed. 2020, that's 2028 that's slated for.
Yeah, currently that's looking like it's 2028, so we'll see where that goes. That's gonna be an interesting, post Secret Wars, whatever happens there, because again, who knows what they do for Secret Wars? They could find a way to fuck it all up. So
I mean, yeah, they better lay this out. I mean, I like what Gunn's like. I heard an interview with Gunn for DC, and it's like he is not starting any movie until the script is completely done
yes,
and he's happy with it. And that's where Marvel, Marvel just starts these movies and they have to do all these reshoots, and it becomes so much is left on the cutting room floor. So I think it's smart for Gunn to say, I'm not starting anything until I have a full script and we're good to go. Like,
right. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's a breath of fresh air, but it really is, in the sense that like them coming out and saying that, well, like Gunn and Safran coming out and saying that has really set the stage for what to expect, and also that if we hear about something, like, we know it might not get greenlit. It's not like when Marvel was, announcing everything in Hall H, and we're like, all right, well, 40% of these didn't get made. Like, what are we doing? Including Blade, actually.
yeah.
So it's been that long since that Blade announcement.
Yeah, I just saw the announcement too the other day. It's kind of off topic, but that they are doing a follow-up for the Werewolf by Night TV special with the same director.
Really?
Yeah, someone sent me it was from a credible source too.
Nice.
And I would love to see that. They did that one. I thought it was really
You just
good.
Want to see Man-Thing
and
again.
then it was like very noir. I mean, yeah, I'm a Man-Thing fan, but it was very noir.
Oh yeah.
It introduced Elsa and Jack Russell and Man-Thing, and then the following year they had the writer's strike happened.
Right.
So they couldn't do anything. So all they did was release it in color on Disney Plus, and people were like pissed, and they're like, "Why why didn't they just do it?" It's like, well, everyone was on strike. Like, this is probably all they could do, is like, let's just release it on color so we give them something for Halloween. So I would love to see that. I would love to see. I don't know how far we are out from Midnight Suns. If you're talking about X-Men and Black Panther 3 and Blade in 2028, well, Blade's probably going to be in Midnight Sun. So, like,
yeah, I mean,
it's like he's looking forward for years.
Well, I guess that's the thing, is if they do another one shot and kind of set the stage, you got that, and then you hit Blade, and then you bring those characters in, and there you go. Like, who knows? I would highly doubt Isaac comes back as Moon Knight or something, but that core of Blade, Man-Thing, Elsa, Jack Russell, like, there's 4 bangers for you, and the way they portrayed them all was awesome.
Yeah. So, and we're only turning 2026, so it's like, so you get so jazzed about this stuff. I guess time does go quick, though. I mean, my oldest might be able to watch them with me at that point and understand them, so I guess that's kind of fun.
There you go. Yeah, that's actually, I was just talking to my buddy about the way we were showing our kids the Star Wars movies, because like my son has seen 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 7, just skipped right over Revenge of the Sith, because it's like,
all over.
There's no, I can't, like, he's 8, so I'm like, I can't show him Anakin like wrecking younglings. Like, that would scar him.
Yeah, you have to release. I've showed my daughter the first 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
And she's only 5, but she loves it.
Yep.
She thinks it's so cool. And so, but you're right. Like, I didn't even think about that. I tried to show her the prequels, but I can't show her youngling. When he drops that lightsaber, she's like, what's he doing?
Right. Like, you've got you've got that. You've got Anakin getting burnt to a crisp in Mustafar. Like, I, it's Padme dying in childbirth. Like, there's a lot that
Oh my
goes on
God,
in that movie.
a lot of trauma.
Yeah, like shit kind of gets real there. But that said, something that both of us may be able to take kids to Star Wars Starfighter, the upcoming Ryan Gosling, and apparently Mia Goth has been confirmed, Amy Adams has been confirmed, Aaron Pierre has been confirmed, Danny Ings has been confirmed to be
Some
in the
big
movie.
names.
So pretty solid. The other one that just got, I think, confirmed in a role this week, Matt Smith, the Doctor himself.
Really?
So Smith apparently, and this is from Screen Rant, so from a decent enough source, Matt Smith originally was cast in The Rise of Skywalker as a young Palpatine, but that whole they got cut from the script before they could start filming it. So that's there's some precedent of him wanting to be in Star Wars. There's some precedent of him wanting to play a villain in Star Wars. It seems like him and Mia Goth are going to be the antagonists of the film. Mia Goth, who I hadn't seen a ton of until the New Frankenstein. I don't know if you've seen that yet. The Guillermo
My
del
wife
Toro.
just watched it last night. She loved it. She loved
Yeah,
it.
it was a little different. I feel like it was more focused on Victor than the monster, but in general, it was again, look at the cast of that, and I think they did a pretty damn good job. And I mean, Del Toro is just going to do Del Toro things. So, but yeah, either way, back to reality. There's never any tangents on this show. So Sean Levy, who is directing it, said that, let's see, what was the quote? I read those stories, subsequently got the straight reels on it from a few sources. This is about him as young Palpatine. For him, too, he feels like it's destiny fulfilled, joining the ensemble cast. So if Levy's saying that, like, Smith really wanted to do this, then, yeah, I think we're cooking with gas here. And then, that looks, I guess that's starting to, or Smith will start filming in December, and Levy basically said they're about halfway through production. So it's
Do we know the premise for Starfighter? It's
no.
just a pilot story.
We know the only things we know are that Gosling is going to be the protagonist, and there Flynn Gray, who's I can't remember how old he is, but younger kid is like the only shot we have is the two of them on what looks like a raft in the water. So nothing that really pertains to anything. So we'll see. Like they're keeping tight wraps on this one, I think, and I think they're trying to take this as a takeoff from the saga films and kind of a fresh start, new start, which I guess when you get Gosling to lead it, you can afford to swing. So
for sure, I'm very interested to see where that goes. Me and my wife did watch Skeleton Crew. We had a lot of fun with that.
That was so good. That's actually, my son still thinks that's his favorite show. He's like, that was my favorite show I've ever watched.
It just wasn't trying to be Star Wars. It was just set in that universe with the Star Wars lore.
Right.
It just wasn't trying hard. And I just loved the characters and the pirates plus the kids. I mean, it felt like Goonies. It felt like Goonies in space.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was here for it.
That Amblin Entertainment type feel. And you know what?
Yes.
I guess that was you bring up a good point. It didn't try to be Star Wars, and I think that's what made it actually feel like Star Wars.
Yes, it was just a story,
right?
In that it's set in that universe,
and
it worked.
And that's part of why anyone who's listened long enough will know I'm a huge old EU fan for Star Wars, like the old classic stories from the 90s, Heir to the Empire, the X-Wing series. But like the X-Wing series, I loved because it was just, every once in a while, Han or Leia or Luke showed up. But for the most part, it was just a bunch of X-Wing pilots that you had no idea, like there was no lightsabers or, Jedi connections or whatever. It was just it was Top Gun in space. And that's why I
You
was.
know, if Starfight, if they do go that route, that could be really fun.
Oh yeah. So, something else that could have been fun. I don't know if you heard anything about the hunt for Ben Solo.
A little bit. My friend, well, he's like my cousin, second cousin. He's really into like diving into Star Wars lore. And he told me a little bit.
Yeah. So
Um,
Adam Driver apparently wrote and pitched a script for the Hunt for Ben Solo, which was what happened to him after the Rise of Skywalker, and ran it all the way up. Kennedy loved it. Everybody at Lucasfilm loved it. Uh, it got nixed by Bob Iger, and like that level. So to continue the hot buttons of things Richard doesn't like, Ryan Johnson was interviewed by Collider. Johnson and Mike and I are both huge fans of The Last Jedi. I get why people don't like it, but I also can tell them to go shit in a hat. But Johnson made a passionate plea with Driver's Star Wars movie. Take my money. I only know what I read about it online. I didn't know anything about it, but who knows how things are developed these days. But man, I'll watch Driver in anything and would love to see him play that character again. I think maybe we just take this premise that he had and have Ryan Johnson direct it, and let's go. Like, find somebody to fund this damn thing.
Here's where I'm going to get kicked off your podcast. I was not a Last Jedi fan.
Oh, like I said, I get it. I get why people wouldn't like it, but
so I see what he was trying to do. And at some point, I think you do have to break the love letters to Star Wars fans, and break molds and stuff. But there was just so much in that I just didn't get. However, if it was a different story other than trying to follow the Skywalker arc, if it was more about just Ben Solo, I think he might be able to probably do a good job with that.
Yeah, I mean, everything he does
there's
is
no lore behind it.
right.
There's like nothing, no expectations of like what Luke Skywalker should be like or this or that. Like no one knows about Ben Solo other than what we've seen. So, and I like Adam Driver a lot as Kylo.
And that's like Ryan Johnson. Like usually the things he'll do, they're kind of quirky, but they're character driven, and like developing where Kylo's roller coaster ends up bringing him to ultimately back to being Ben Solo at the end of it, but like where that goes and whether or not, is he dead? Is he not? Is this a retrospective? Is this looking forward? Who knows? Like I feel like Johnson could probably helm something that's that weird and kind of esoteric. So
I
mean,
would watch it.
Yeah,
I would watch it. What do you think the chances of this are ever getting made?
Probably infinitesimally small. Like when Iger nixes it, it's probably like, this isn't going to happen. But we can hope, we can wish, but it's probably not going to be there.
You never know, man. Sometimes fan stuff gains traction, and
true.
But
yeah, for better or for worse, we did get the Snyder Cut. Right. Maybe if we get a new CEO at Disney, we can work on that.
There
but the I guess it is what it is. The whole Star Wars, it's been how long? When did the Rise of Skywalker come out? 2018. So
it's been a while, man. 7 years.
We haven't had a Star Wars movie in 7 years. And we won't till next year. Mandalorian and Grogu. So that I still hate the name of, and I think I would break the internet if I reiterate it again. But I am utterly sick of what they're doing with Grogu. Like he can only be a little toddler for so long, guys. Like, come on, like give me something.
Right.
But we'll see what that movie does. It looked from the trailer like it'll be a lot of fun. So
I mean, it looks like Amina-Man is in the trailer.
Yeah,
or at least one of his species.
Yep.
Popping out of the water. So, and he was a bounty hunter too. So, like that's very interesting to me if they're going to go that kind of way. And I don't like the name though. They could have come up with a better title. We know they're in it. People love them. and like you said, get him out of its infant stage.
Yeah.
Do you think that's just the fan service to the kids? Like they're just trying to sell toys and keep kids engaged?
I mean, we're talking about the same character that they literally brought back in season 3 of The Mandalorian instead of leaving them. Like, he wasn't supposed to be there. Like, they cut the last 2 episodes of Book of Boba Fett to bring him back in a way that didn't make sense at all, and then put him in. Like, if you look at season 3 of Mando, most of the scenes that he's in are just cuts to him or him sitting somewhere or what. Like, it's, you can tell they didn't write the script with him in mind being there, and it was just like, oh, we got to tack him in somewhere. So
Yeah,
hopefully with
it's
this
gonna
movie
sell
they don't
tons
do
of
that.
toys.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh yeah, there's more T-shirts to be sold. All right, we're in. So yeah, I don't know. Either way, I'm happy Star Wars is back in theaters. Next year,
Me
I
too.
think in May. I think that's supposed to be a May drop. Yeah, I guess staying in space and farther out than that, Paramount is apparently planning another reboot of the Star Trek franchise, which I don't know. I don't know how close to the Star Trek fandom you are, but I'm kind of halfway in between. Like, I've definitely seen a bunch of Trek. I don't know if I'd consider myself a huge fan, but like, there's definitely some
Same.
good stuff. There's definitely some less than good
Absolutely.
stuff. But yeah, I grew up with TNG on syndication. Like, I would see the Next Generation reruns or whatever, and or actually maybe it was live then. I don't know. What were the 90s?
Might have been live. We're
Yeah,
old now.
that's true. Um, the and then the most recent stuff, the Strange New Worlds stuff, was actually pretty good. I don't know if you saw any of that on Paramount, but they did a really, I think it was a little more action type Trek, which
I would check it out. I had Paramount. I just got Paramount, so
nice.
it's Brave New World. It's called, or
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds.
Yep, I think there's 3 seasons of it out now, but and I still haven't seen the 3rd one, but 1 and 2 were good. So, but a new Star Trek movie is in the works to be penned by the writers of Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves. Per Deadline, Jonathan Goldstein, John Francis Daly been tapped to write and direct the new Star Trek movie for Paramount. This is the team that also worked on the Vacation reboot, Game Night, and Honor Amongst Thieves. So, they directed those 3. They've also worked on scripts for many movies, including Spider-Man: Homecoming, The Flash, and the Minecraft movie. So, basically, they've come out and said that it's not going to be a sequel to the Chris Pine-led series, something different with new actors, and while not confirmed, it's likely you'll see new characters. There's no release date, but more Trek coming. So I don't know if that moves the needle at all, if that team moves the needle at all, or anything. But it seems like it's at least a fresh start.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the Chris Pine movies.
Yeah.
I thought the actors were all well cast. For who was Spock? What's his name?
Oh, Zachary Quinto.
Is this Zachary Quintaro or
Yeah.
Quintero?
Yep.
Something like that. I thought he was great. Zoe Saldana as Ahura. I mean, I thought everyone was really cast well in that, and I was never a huge, like you said, I wasn't a huge Trekkie. I enjoyed some of the Next Generation stuff, the older movies, obviously Wrath of Khan,
Yep.
Journey Home. That stuff was fun. It wasn't in my veins as much as Star Wars was, but the Chris Pine stuff I really liked, and I would like to see more. But yeah, give us more.
Yeah.
I just hope they cast it well, and it's the Chris Pine stuff was lovable characters. I enjoyed them so.
Right.
But Honor Amongst Thieves, that got good reviews. Like, weren't Dungeons and Dragons fans pretty happy with that?
Oh, I thought it
that came
was.
out?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Like, that's another one to put on the list if you haven't seen it. It's not just a good D&D or nerd movie. It's just a good movie. And a hilarious Bradley Cooper cameo in it. But yeah, Chris Pine again in Honor Amongst Thieves. So I'm
Yes.
curious why they wouldn't bring him back if they've worked with him multiple times before. But yeah,
Right.
it's that was a lot of fun. That movie was way better than it should have been. So
That's what I heard. I'll put it on the list. Me and my daughter will watch on YouTube on Saturday mornings, trying to ingrain some of our generational stuff.
Nice.
We watched the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon from the
Oh,
70s
that's great.
because like all episodes are on there,
Oh,
and she
really?
loves it because there's unicorns and
Hmm.
monsters and stuff. She digs it. So I will check that out. Maybe yeah, I will check out because everyone said it was amazing. Like, you don't have to be a Dungeons and Dragons fan to enjoy it.
Right. Yeah. If you know like a couple of fantasy tropes, you're fine.
Awesome.
The
I'm in.
so similar with my son, we read The Hobbit like a couple years ago when I'd be putting him to bed, like when he got past the reading the little tiny books that are annoying as hell to read stage. It's like watching their reaction is so cute, and then reading these books is just like, this sucks. I really don't like
I'm in it.
this.
I'm in it. I'm in it right now.
So he's 8, and he's like probably about 6. We started like, instead of reading those to him at night, we'd like read a chapter or two in a book. And I think a couple in, I busted out The Hobbit, and he became obsessed with it. So we watched all the 70s Hobbit movies, like The Hobbit, the Lord
Oh
of the Rings
yeah.
movies, all those, the old Rankin and Bass.
Yes.
And he was just enthralled with them. I'm like, wow, this kind of, it's weird to see that like they I don't want to say they hold up that well, because they don't hold up that well, but they still
In
like
some ways they
capture
do.
that, right? They like capture that imagination of the next generation too. So
Oh, God, I hope if one of my kids can be into that as that much, like I'll be happy.
oh
I got a
yeah,
50-50 shot.
there you go. Yeah, you got like I just happened to luck out. Like you've at least got 2 chances.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, seeing Trek, come back, it seems like it's had a little resurgence recently. But you know, I don't know if I don't know what it'll take to get it back to the cultural zeitgeist the way it was when like the original series was out, or even the Next Generation. Because like Deep Space Nine and Voyager, I think Voyager is that one, the one that's pretty loved, but
I think so.
yeah, but like outside of Trek circles, I don't think you hear a whole ton about it. So it's yeah, we'll see where it goes.
I mean, to me, it seems like they have to make this one be a banger, and just keep infusing more stories into it.
Right.
It's a property that we don't see a lot of stuff. I mean, those movies were those the first movies since the original movies? When Chris
Yeah.
Pine came out. Everything else has been on TV.
Yeah, I think they did one Next Generation movie.
Right, 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 right.
I don't know if it was
But I don't
like
think it was like
finishing it up or starting it or what, but yeah.
right. So yeah, they got to keep it if they want to keep it culturally relative, like you said, in the zeitgeist. They got to keep pumping it out.
Oh yeah. Um I don't know. Let's see. What else? What else we got on this rundown here? Again, something I'm not used to doing. The I
You're
guess
doing great, man.
I,
Your segues have been wonderful, Steve.
well,
Mike should be worried.
in that case, sticking with the galaxy theme, uh, everybody's favorite plumber decided to come back to the forefront this week. They released the trailer for the sequel to the Super Mario movie, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So the original cast is returning, and they're also officially adding Bowser Jr., played by Benny Safdie, and Rosalina, played by Brie Larson. The trailer opens with a tiny Bowser doing hilarious things with Jack Black's voice up about 4 octaves, and it just, I don't know, it hit right.
Hard. My girls were obsessed with that movie.
Oh yeah,
Like, when your kid gets fixated on a movie and like that's all they want to watch, but
yep,
like I was okay with it because it was so well done.
yep,
From the casting to the animation, getting to relive my childhood of that too, of the characters and seeing my daughters get into it. So I didn't even know they were making a second one. So when I saw that, and like you
same.
said, Bowser's still miniaturized from the end of the first one, and he's just hilarious. And
Hmm.
Mario and Luigi Mario's just giving him the, just berating him.
Yeah.
It looked great. And the new stuff, I mean, yeah, like it looks really good, like amazing.
Oh yeah, I'll be very happy to see that in theaters. Yeah, when my son inevitably is like, Dad, can we go see this? I guess so, buddy. I guess so.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I get.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
that
I
was
start planning out movies of like what I want to go to with my kids,
yeah.
just like that.
We so you talk about this with your daughters. The Ninja Turtles movie was that for me, where I was like, the Mutant Mayhem when they put that out was like,
Oh God,
he
yes.
watched that on repeat, and I'm just like, this is me in my childhood. Huh. Okay, we're back.
Like yeah, they brought back like so many great character and figures,
Yep.
like characters that were just like the figure, you know. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
they watched that. They weren't as into it as Mario though, and that's
Right.
fine. Again, like if I can just get them into some of the properties,
Yeah.
I'm doing okay.
Exactly. Yep. No, the completely out of nowhere, that first one, I was utterly amazed that it racked in 1.3 billion at the box office. Like that was the absolute, like, I think people knew it was going to be good. I don't think people knew it was going to be that good at the box office.
For the first Mario,
Yeah.
what was the last Wasn't there a Mario movie before that?
The 1992 one with John Leguizamo
No,
and Bob
no, not
Hoskins,
that one.
because
Not
that
that
didn't
one.
bring in a
I
billion.
thought there was another animated one. I guess there wasn't another animated one.
I don't think so. I think after that first foray into
Oh,
music or movies, it didn't go quite as well as a lot of people thought that was gonna. Though that
oh
was an
man,
era of really bad, like, video game movies.
what a fever dream that movie was.
The
It
Koopas
was.
with
It
the
was
little tiny heads and the giant. I was like, what is this? What are we watching?
de-evolving people into
Yep.
dinosaurs, and yeah, it was just like, oh my god. But yeah, no, that they knocked it out with a car, and I'm just really 1.3 billion is impressive considering, like, I mean, Mario's a property that's been around since the 80s, you know, and all we had was that crappy movie too.
Right.
So like he has been living his notoriety through video games,
Right.
you know.
And it's
And so
and it's
yeah,
not
for a movie to
even
come out and do that 1.3 billion, man, people at Marvel be dying to get a one, or
right now.
DC to
Yeah.
get a 1.3 billion off of something like that, you know.
The thing with Mario is, like, and it always has amazed me, and I get it to a degree. Like, it's Mario. It's been around since 1983. I think the original one came out. But, like, it's just a Nintendo property. Like, it's not even a broad based, like, it's just Nintendo. Like, if you didn't have a Nintendo system, you never played Mario. Like, growing up, I was a Sega Genesis kid. I had to go to my buddy's house to go play Mario. But
I got the Nintendo when it came out. I remember it was a big deal.
oh yeah,
And yeah, Mario has just survived out of Nintendo. It's crazy.
yeah. That's I also didn't realize, because I guess the original NES came out in '83 in Japan, so I would have been -1 years old, and then came to the U.S. in '87, and
I think 85. I think
was it
85
'85?
because I was 5 and I got
Yeah.
it that year.
The and I just remember playing at my cousin's house in, like, '88, '89, the, duck hunt and the track pad, like the track and field on the pad and all that, and they had the ill-fated Power Glove. Thing was
Power
amazing.
Glove. Oh,
It never worked, but it was always
a
amazing.
a cool concept that just went. I mean, the only game it made sense for is like driving, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. There was
like
not much. Yeah, you basically just wore it and then played on it, because they had the controller on the side of it thing. Basically, I'm like, huh, okay, whatever. But
they tried to go hard,
oh yeah,
right? Like that was the future, like robotics and like stuff like that. So
yeah. I mean, I guess that was their early swing. Like, I guess the equivalent would be like what Microsoft tried to do with the Kinect, where it was like,
yeah,
we're not quite there yet.
nope,
So,
nope.
so
But
yeah.
yeah, you were jealous of anyone that had it, even though it just didn't work that great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, I got no good segue for this, but it looks awesome. Did you see the original Monarch Legacy of Monsters?
The TV show,
Yeah.
I didn't. You know, I watched all the Godzilla movies,
Yep.
King of Monsters. I enjoyed all the movies, but where was the TV show being streamed?
So it's
Was that
on
Paramount?
Apple. It's Apple Plus or Apple TV Plus
That's
or
why I don't have
whatever,
it.
Apple
But I heard it
TV
was
now.
great. I heard people loved it.
Yeah, that's another one that just knowing where some of your like preferences lie, that'd be worth grabbing like a free trial and just binging. I think there's only like 10 episodes or something. I say that as a person who despises binging things. Um, like the them bringing back episodic content was the best thing that could happen to me. Like I want that. I don't like watching TV, so I want that 1 hour a week that I can sit down and watch TV and then go do something else and think about what I just watched instead of like
For sure. Yeah, no,
run
it's
right
great to
into each
break it
other.
up. Like I don't want to plug into it like I'm freaking Keanu plugging into the Matrix for 5
Right.
hours. Like,
Yep.
like I want to go do other stuff too. Give me the breakdown for the first season of Monarch. What was the premise?
So it happens in two time periods. Back in the 50s and then modern time, I think like probably 5-10 years ago. So in the 50s, um, Wyatt Russell plays the protagonist, Shaw. He is part of the Monarch program. Back then, there's a whole thing about him going around with the scientists, and they're effectively discovering the monsters and that they exist, and how everything's happening, like discovering them. And then in modern times, Kurt Russell plays him. So father and son both play the same character in two different time periods.
I'm in
Yeah,
already.
it was absolutely, and they did it well enough that you felt they were playing the same character, not just because they looked the same, but like they actually played it in the same way. But as you can imagine, standard modern Godzilla movie. Oh, the monsters are reawakened. Where did they come from? What did they do? Blah blah blah. Monarch being the organization over the top of all this research and whatnot. Yeah, they put out a little mini trailer for the release of season 2 that showed some Kraken looking thing, a bunch of giant facehugger looking things that were jumping at people, and then the great ape himself, King Kong. So we will be getting a Kong appearance in this, and yeah, I guess all the Godzilla versus Kong movies have led up to this point. So
Listen, I gotta see it. I've got to just get a free, like you said, free trial and run through it because I've always been a fan of King Kong and Godzilla ever since I was a kid.
yep,
The old movies right on through, minus the Matthew Broderick one.
yep.
We won't go there with that one,
Hey,
but
it had a
like
great soundtrack.
I'm so happy. Yeah, great soundtrack. I'm so happy that the monsters are continuing on.
Yeah,
Even in TV shows, and that they're being done well because these are things that I grew, like you said, it's totally in my wheelhouse. It's monsters. It's stuff I grew up with. It's all very familiar with me.
yep,
And he's even outside of Mothra and Ghidorah and Kong and Rodan, like if they're introducing new monsters, I love that. Even like when the Kong movie came out and like there's all sorts of titans around the world.
right. Yep.
I love the lore expanding. So I definitely got to check that out. And now I'm gonna have to go check out that trailer because you sold me on it. Giant facehuggers and a Kraken thing and Kong.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like a checklist of things I want to see. So, they I guess they're releasing this February 27th next year. So you've got some time to catch up on season 1. I mean, Godzilla. I still, like you said, I remember watching like those old classic Godzilla. I think it was TBS or TNT used to always have them
TNT,
like
man.
middle of
TNT,
the
yes.
oh yeah, like middle of the day in the summer. I would just like if it's a crappy day out and I wasn't out like riding my bike with my friends or whatever. I can remember just sitting there and watching like old school Godzilla movies, and it was so great.
Yeah, I think it was the Toho Studios. Like
Yep.
it was awesome, man. Yeah, they were just did stuff that we weren't doing in the
Yeah.
States. And it was awesome.
In that vein, did you see Godzilla -1?
I didn't. It's on my list.
That I
Because
finally got to it. Like
there's a Godzilla -0 coming out, right?
yeah, yep. Yeah, so I finally got to that like maybe 3 weeks or a month ago, And yeah, that was a hit.
And
Like,
it win awards.
yeah, and it was, the budget on it was just stupid low, but it
Yes,
looked
yeah, that's what I
amazing.
remember everyone raving about. Like, oh, this is here you go, Marvel. This
Right.
is how you do it. This is how you use a low budget and knock it out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think the whole budget on it was like 40 or 60 million, and it just like
For a
looked
monster
awesome.
movie.
Yeah, it looked awesome. It was shot amazingly, and it was just like, why haven't we been doing this for, like, why isn't this what we do? So
From the clips I saw, it looks beautiful. So
yeah,
I need to catch up on that too. I got a lot of monster stuff on my list now.
seriously. Now it's the ever present, like, where do I find the time to do all this shit?
Yeah, because I'm reading more now. Like I read at night before
Yep.
I go to bed instead of like watching shows and stuff. Unless it's like I really need to watch it, like Alien Earth. I slided time in for that, and
So
so I need to get. And what were you gonna say?
I got 4 episodes into that, and then I got sidetracked and I haven't gotten back to it. And it was like, I was like, this is right where I want it to be. Like, it didn't feel 100% like an Alien show, but it also was like, I could tell where it was going, what it was trying to do.
Yes.
And I was like, I know where, I think I know where, like, what direction this is going, not what's going to happen, but like what they're trying to do with it, and like the world building and all that. And I just haven't had the time to get back to it, to like, all right, I know the next couple of nights or the next whenever I'm just going to watch these. But I fell off that weekly cadence. That's what always happens to me.
What broke for me was when we had the house
Oh
fire.
yeah.
I
Yep.
was like all caught up, and then like my life got consumed with dealing with that.
Right.
And I was so mad because, like you said, where it was going with the moral and ethical conundrum of
Yep.
putting a person's conscious into a synthetic, body,
Right. Let
and
alone a
doing it with
child.
kids,
Yeah.
and then like having a xenomorph in there, but also showing you, hey, there's really other nasty stuff out in space that
Yep.
we can show you and we can do cool stuff with. So I was all on board for it, and I watched like spoilers of the episodes that I'm missing. I'm like, I gotta go watch them because it
Right.
looks just awesome.
Yeah. No, it's one of those where, and spoilers, not spoilers, but since I haven't seen it, but like spoilers for the trailer of the new Predator movie, Predator Badlands, which I think we'll talk about earlier or later. They the worlds are colliding there, and there's, a synth as one of the main characters in a Predator movie that may also be attached to Dex's back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's all the collision of all the Alien versus Predator stuff, actually them trying to make all that make sense is great. Like, I love
Yeah.
to see them embracing it rather than just like, oh, that never happened. It's like, well, it happened. It sucked, but it happened.
Right. They put it into, instead of like building this lore, it's kind of like Marvel. Marvel took all the time in 2008 with Iron Man. They built up all this lore for this
Yep.
big payoff. Whereas Alien versus Predator, like they knew everyone wanted it, and they put it into a movie, and it wasn't the best idea they could have done. They could have followed comics more,
Right.
and had a banger, and then Alien, of Requiem came out. It was just,
Mhm.
you're absolutely right. Like, build some stuff up around it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, because there's more. They said they're working on a sequel to oh, come on.
Romulus.
Yep, there you go. So they said that's in the works, and we know 2 weeks ago the latest Predator movie has dropped, which from what I can gather is also a banger, like the past 2 Predator movies have been. So why don't we just dive into that? I think that's what we've got from non-comic related. We got a couple of one-shots at the end, but for non-comic related things, we have kind of taken up the what's in the rundown for the comic that Mustache Mike over at Funky Town gave me this week. He gave me Predator Badlands 1, which is actually a prequel to Predator Badlands. And Dan Trachtenberg actually was one of the script consults on it. So Overall, I'm trying to look up how many issues this is going to be, because I know it's kind of a mini that they're doing. I don't know if it's like a 6-issue arc, and I can't really tell. But Ethan Sachs wrote it, Elvin Chang on pencils, and Juan Ferreira on the cover art. It was, a good, basically the whole premise of this, and I think going into Badlands is like this young Yautja warrior trying to kind of find himself and like find his place in the clan. And he's basically the runt of the litter, and is just kind of in this. He's given a quest, effectively, and it's written fine. It looks good. Like it's got enough meat on the bone to make me want to read more of it, especially knowing that it seems like a lot of people enjoy Badlands. So I'm probably going to grab it. I'm probably going to grab more of it. I don't have a picture of it here because I think it's in a stack of comics over there that I just read. But yeah, I'd say check it out at your local comic shop to grab. But yeah, they, I think it kind of fleshed out Deck as a character a little more too. So, I know you. I don't. Did you read the book, or I know you've seen the movie?
No, as soon as I found out the comic was coming out, I was so sad because like I can't just get up to a comic shop
Right.
from Hamilton so
Yeah.
quickly. And it came out on the 12th. I know that. And I read the premise of it, and it seems like a cool idea. And it's a cool that it's like a prequel, like filling in some. It's smart for Trachtenberg to fill in some stuff that happened before the movie.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, I want to get my now. It's like a conundrum. Like, do I get that issue and keep just ordering them online? Like I should get a pull list at Funky
Yeah,
Town and
dude.
have
Just
them pull it
yeah, have
and
them
send
pull
it
it.
to me. But I'd also like, I lost my issues of Predator versus Wolverine.
Mm.
So then like by the time I went and bought the trade paperback,
Yeah.
and I had them all together. So like, should I wait and do? But I don't know how often they are dropping issues of this,
I think it's
Steve.
monthly.
Like if that one just came monthly.
Yeah. I don't
Maybe
know
I'll
with
get a hold of
these.
the Funky Town boys and have them pull them for me.
I mean, if you want, I'll be there tomorrow. So, well, not tomorrow, Tuesday. So I can always let them know.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Sounds
Good guys,
like a plan.
those Funky Town guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They always do it right. And if you haven't checked out their new Cicero shop, you guys should.
It was awesome. I'm so glad we ran into each other on the grand opening.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, that Matt was there. All the guys from the shop. Like, it was a good crew up there. So
That was a great day.
we
That
got
was awesome.
we got Chris in the chat, Chris Parker. So
Chris Parker.
go Bills. And yeah, no, it's yeah. I I just pulled up looking for how many issues were in this Badlands prequel. One of the reviews says the stakes are pretty low since Deck can't die. I mean, it's a prequel. That's like what? Okay, there aren't a lot of big reveals because, like, yeah, no shit.
Right.
Like, that's not what this is about.
His lore though, because there's definitely there's a lot to explore there from before the movie.
Oh yeah. So no. In general, the movie though, I don't know if you want to give like a quick non-spoiler review.
Yeah. They took a lot of risks, and I think they paid off.
Nice.
You aren't going to see it's PG-13, which I know it made people mad, but they did a good job of world building. I mean, it's no secret Wayland Yutani is involved, and they did a good job of world building that in. And you do see a lot of Deck fighting a lot of synths.
Yep.
And he's a very awesome fighter. The fight scenes were done. Second act might have been a little slow, but overall they took risks and it paid off. And we saw a lot of cool stuff that longtime Predator fans wanted to see, and finally got, and hinted at more coming. And I don't know if you saw my Instagram post, but when my wife and I went to see it, we were there opening night at our local theater, and there was like 15 college kids in front of us from Colgate.
Yep.
And I was like, cool, this is cool. Like, these kids are interested, and like when the movie ended the names started to roll, and these kids went nuts, just clapping. And I was like, that's weird. So I went to the bathroom and I got out. My wife was in the lobby, and all these kids were there. And my wife, being the outspoken, awesome woman she is, she's like, "Why are you guys? Like we love that you're clapping for Predator because like we're old school
Yeah.
fans. But like, why were you?" And they're like, "Oh, his father's the producer." So a kid that goes to Colgate, his dad
Oh,
is one of the producers on the movie, and he's like, "Are you a fan?" And I'm like, I showed him my
yeah.
Predator tattoo on
Yep.
my arm. I had like I'm like, "Yeah, I've been like a long time." Like, and he's like, "What do you think?"
That's awesome.
Generally, want to know what I thought.
Yeah.
And he actually worked with Trachtenberg on Cloverfield Lane. He worked
Okay.
on Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
He's been in some. His name is Stefan Grube. I don't think I have to hide like
Right.
it's. So you can look up Stefan's his whole IMDb, and it's impressive what he's worked on.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know what I thought and stuff. He's like, "Did you like Prey? Did you like Killer Killers?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, "What would you like to see with the franchise?" I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "With Killer Killers, you guys did pretty good with the stories, but like, give us a live action Predator in feudal Japan."
Yeah.
Like, I think the fans would love to see Predator going up against a bunch of samurai. So he was really cool. He's like, "I want to send you some stuff. Give me your address." And he emailed me that night, like asking for my address and stuff. So like, he was really, really genuinely wanted to know what fans saw. And then he took a picture of my Predator shirt I was wearing. He's like,
Yeah.
"I'm sending this to Dan right now. This is awesome." And I'm like, I'm 1 degree removed from Dan Trachtenberg right now because of
That's
some
awesome.
weird coincidence in Hamilton. So, but he's like, "Yeah, did you like it?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, like it was great." I'm like, "You guys just keep going. Like, just
Right.
keep going with the franchise. Build it in Aliens. Like, give us a AVP.
Yep.
We have faith in you." So really, really weird, cool, small town
Mm-hmm.
experience in Hamilton, New York, that his son goes here.
That's sick. Yeah, and that was in that vein is kind of how Mike and I were talking about Prey when that came out, of like, where has this been? Like, nobody knew it was coming out, and then it just shows up, and it's like, holy shit, this is an amazing movie.
Period piece,
Yeah.
crushed everything on Hulu, the biggest release ever.
Yep.
Could have been in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah, Trachtenberg has some good ideas of where
Yeah.
to go.
Well, and then Killer Killers, it was like, oh yeah, it's a Predator. Like, but I know those of us that enjoy animation are like, sweet, a Predator animated feature, and Trachtenberg's doing it. Okay, this is going to be something more than just like fan service to Predator, like fight scenes and whatever. And then it came out, and it was just like, holy shit, that was even better than I could have imagined it.
For sure. And all these people being like, "Oh, it's animated," but I'm like, animated, they can do so much
Yeah.
more with animated, especially on the gore level, and they did. Because
Oh yeah.
like there's no practical effects. It's all animated.
Yep.
So taking three stories and tying them together, it was just chef's kiss. I watched it a few times now. I
Yep.
keep picking up on stuff, and it was awesome.
Yeah, there were definitely some Easter eggs in there too. So
Yeah, oh yeah. So definitely check out Badlands. Anyone in the chat that hasn't watched it yet, definite two thumbs up.
nice. Well, in standard fashion, coming up this week in comics, we have Absolute Flash number 9, Nightwing 132, Ultimates 18, the crossover Batman Batman / Deadpool number 1. A couple weeks ago was the Deadpool / Batman number 1. So this is the DC version. Batman Superman World's Finest number 45, ASM number 16. One World Under Doom number 9. We've got Punisher Red Band number 3. Exquisite Corpses, I don't know if anyone's on that, but I've got 1 through 6. Number 7 is out this week. It's definitely an interesting read. Issue 14 of the Dreadnought War, G.I. Joe. Anyone who is interested in issue 13 or what the Dreadnought War is, feel free to listen to last week. We reviewed that. Captain America number 5. This is the Chip Zdarsky Captain America, which I don't know if you've had a chance to read it all or if you're interested in Cap, but holy shit, is this a solid new take on it? Like,
I haven't, but I would love to because I love Zdarsky. I loved
Yeah.
Devil's Reign when he was on
it was
that.
so good.
The Chichetto.
Yep.
Amazing.
So yeah, this is him and who the hell's on it? Oh, Valeria Sheedy.
I'm writing this down.
So Yeah, that's issue 5, so you could probably grab a trade on that pretty soon. I don't know if you've kept up on this one, but Predator Kills the Marvel Universe, number 4.
Someone sent it to me when everything
Nice.
went down. So I got to read it because Predator vs. Spider-Man was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And so I can only imagine that this is good.
Oh yeah. Then a ton of the Age of Revelation books, Last Wolverine, which is Wendigo, which is weird. Unbreakable X-Men, Book of Revelation, a couple things in that vein. Not a lot of new number 1s coming out. Spawn the Dark Ages number 1. Issue 2 of Casey Jones on the new Turtles run. And yeah, that's about it that I'm seeing. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like a pretty big week for major books and not a lot for the indies.
Yeah, I didn't hear any. I didn't hear many. Is Exquisite Corpses indie
Yeah,
title?
yep. I think they're in IDW. There's the second printings of Absolute Batman 8 and 9. I'm still curious how many printings the issue 1 of Absolute Batman is going to go to. I think they're at 10 right now. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and that title is still that's still killing it. I think I was talking to Mike, and he was saying that the Mike from Funky Town, that they had signed up Snyder for 40 issues of that at least. So they knew the premise was going to be a banger when they grabbed it, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, of anything I mentioned, it's literally Exquisite Corpses as an Image book. I mean, technically G.I. Joe is Image too. So yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah. Other than that, there's a Walking
I've heard
Dead
nothing but good
Deluxe
things about
125.
Exquisite Corpses too.
Yeah, it's been I've read 1 through 3, and it's kept me in enough to want to keep buying it. So why not? Yeah. Anything you've been reading lately, or collecting, or anything?
Dude. So when I went up to Funky Town when I saw you that
Yeah.
day, I mean, I'm not buying a lot of comics because I just it's space and
Right.
the house it's not mine, and I don't want to move a bunch of stuff back, and the insurance hasn't settled really, so like
Oh yeah.
it's going to take time to get to where I was. But when I was at Funky Town, I went more with grabbing the collected works. So I got Something Is Killing the Children, volumes 1 and 2. But I started to revisit that, and I was like, man, I hadn't read this in so long, I forgot how much I loved it.
Oh yeah.
But the thing I'm going through right now that I can't put down is the Invincible Compendium, the Compendium 1. I just can't put it down, man.
I have a confession to make. I have never read a single issue of Invincible.
I feel like if you start, you're not. I can't put it's so.
I feel like
it's
that's
just
part
such
of
a
why I
good
haven't read an
story.
issue. Because everyone I've talked to has said the same thing of like, once you grab it, you're not setting it down. Like Jesse said, he was up probably. I think he stayed up 4 hours extra reading, like, to finish out one of the omnis. Yeah.
I've blown through in 1 week. I'm like this. I'm like almost halfway through.
That's nuts.
It's like it's comic form, and
Oh
it's a
yeah.
huge book. My wife's like, "Are you halfway through that?" I'm like, "You got to remember, it's collected comic works. You
Right.
know, it's not like I'm reading a 700-page,
Right.
War and Peace.
Yeah.
So
That's I'm
like,
reading through
I
it.
can't put this.
Reading through a Brandon Sanderson novel that's like 1,400 pages right now, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a slog, but it's good.
Yeah, I'm on issue 18, and I can't put it down.
Nice.
So I've been really just working on like rereading the Somebody's Killing the Children and this, and I don't have much. It stinks like the comics I was reading are gone.
Right.
So I'll need to make a trip up to Funky Town and just grab a bunch of that stuff that you've mentioned that we're talking about. Because
did you hear the news about Something That's Killing the Children?
Is it a get option finally for a show?
Yeah. So I think it was last week, we talked about they gave it the go ahead. So they're starting to go full blown development on it. So we'll see.
Who picked it up? Was it Netflix? Because I heard Netflix.
No, it wasn't Netflix. That one fell through, and I can't remember who grabbed it. Killing
All I gotta say is give us a no name for Erica Slaughter. I want
Uh,
a no name.
that's what it was.
I want someone.
Blumhouse picked it up for both a live action feature film and an animated TV series. Yeah.
Whoa.
So it's going they're at least going to give it the horror roots that it needs.
Right.
But I remember Mike and I talking about like that the title it's the most apt title I've ever read for a comic book because something is killing the children. And
All the time.
it's like, how are they going to depict that shit in a either live action or animated TV series without like
Good
eh.
Good call. You're right. I mean, the first issue, like the first like foray into it with all
Yeah.
those kids just getting, and they don't hold back in the
No.
comics, and people are going to expect that from a show.
Yeah.
They're going to expect it.
And like, yeah,
It's
Deladera's
back to the
art.
Anakin and Padawan and younglings killing families.
Right. Yeah, Deladera's art doesn't leave much to the imagination. Like, it's
No.
yeah. so
Oh
yeah.
man, like that book is totally geared towards older people. You know, like they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
trying to get. You know, when they put that movie out, they're going to be going for us.
Yeah,
They're
that's going to be a
going for
hard
the comic
R.
book nerds.
Yep. Yeah, but I'm pumped. So
I am so too. I mean, I heard that Netflix deal, and I just assumed it fell through because we didn't hear anymore. So when I saw that it had been picked up by someone, I was like, okay,
Yep.
here we go. Let's do it.
So yeah, that's gonna be where that lands. Couple quick one shots before we close out here. As a fellow old to Mike and I, you remember the Rocketeer?
Sure do.
So
Jennifer Connelly.
oh yeah, 1991 cult classic.
Mhm.
So since the original was planned as a trilogy apparently, and it's gone through development hell. They tried to greenlight something in 2012. They tried to bring something back in 2022 that I know Mike and I talked about on the pod, which is frightening that like we've been doing this long enough that I remember something we talked about in 2022. But apparently they've greenlit continuing the story in a comic, The Rocketeer, The Island, with the Rocketeer taking on a mission to find Amelia Earhart. So we'll be getting a Rocketeer comic soon. Avatar, Fire and Ash. What's your relationship with Avatar?
Okay, so my best friend and I went and saw the first Avatar, and it was mind blowing because I mean, the story's simple, right?
Oh yeah,
It's you know,
like every trope you can. Yep.
colonization for resources, and it's a very simple story. But like the effects blew us out of the water.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know the second one. What was it? What was the second one called?
Way of
The Way
Water.
of Water.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like we've seen that. I've been blown away already by the special effects. So
Give me a little more meat
it
on the
was like
bone.
meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like meh. You know. So Fire and Ash. It looks like they're bringing back characters from the first one, like that army guy, the
Mhm.
bad sergeant or whatever is
Yep.
going to be what are they called? What's the race?
Navi.
Navi. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Looks like he's gonna be a Navi. Like, I just don't know. What do you guys think?
So there during the COVID trivia sessions that led to Mike and I even doing this podcast, there became a running joke. Anytime that an answer on any of the trivia was one, or there was a reference to one, that was called an avatar because that's as many times as anyone saw that movie. And that held true until I think my son actually wants to watch it because we went down to Disney and he saw Avatar Land and was like, "Oh, this is really cool." I'm like, "Well, shit, now I gotta watch it."
That is wild. I never thought about that. Hey, you watched it once and you're like,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. It was like, okay, it's not like I'm gonna watch it for the plot again. Like maybe
Right.
I'll get really high and watch it for the special effects, but that's the only option you got. Way of Water was fine, and like Fire and Ash doesn't move the needle for me at all, especially when this fact came out. 2009's Avatar has a runtime of 2 hours 41 minutes. Way of Water was 3 hours and 12 minutes. Fire and Ash is 3 hours and 15 minutes. So it's even longer. Yeah.
That's James Cameron, right?
Yeah.
can't help himself.
No.
This is his pièce de resistance.
Yeah.
He's been working on this for years. He really wants this to just. He's going to tell his story, and you're going to sit there and watch it once.
Yeah. And it's going to gross a shit ton of money in the theaters, and then nobody's ever going to think about it until the next one comes out.
That's so wild you put it that way, because you're absolutely right. Yeah, me and my buddy got really ripped and went and saw the first one. We were like, whoa,
this is amazing.
And then we're like, but we never rented it. We were
Yeah.
like, hey, you want to rent Avatar? Like, no, we saw it.
Right. Yep. It's just the most. It's a really basic premise with really cool visuals.
And like movies that I want the wow factor of certain scenes to keep happening and happening. Like when he finally tames that.
Oh yeah, the big thing
dragon.
there. Yep.
That was like the most epic part, and you get that at the end. You're like, okay, yes, this is great, and he can lead with it. But like everything else is just like the basic plot.
Right. So I guess on December 19th we'll find out more about Fire and Ash. And the last little tidbit I had was that Swordsman is officially confirmed for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. So Tony Dalton was in an interview where he mentioned that he did a bunch of action stuff for the next one that's coming out of Daredevil. And man, I got hurt hard. I think I must have chipped a rib or something because for 2 or 3 weeks I was in bed. I had bruises all over me. So inherently, we will at least get Swordsman back. So, and that releases on Mike's birthday.
Yeah, he had a couple good. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Season 1 was. It was. I think the way I described it was as close to the Netflix show as Disney will ever let us get.
You're 100%. Yeah,
and I will take that. Like, if it means we're getting more of it, then I'm in.
100%. Yeah. A little disappointed the White Tiger didn't last as long as I would have liked to have,
Well, I think his niece will come back as the second White Tiger.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That which I thought that might be the case, but yeah, no, that's a great way to say it, Steve. Is the closest Disney will get to the Netflix how we had it then, which were just awesome.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, bring on the Swordsman. They don't have to throw too many characters at me. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, just give us compelling scenes with Kingpin and Muse was just a wasted character. I felt, which it stunk. I wanted so much more from him.
It could have been a lot more there,
but again, is that Disney just giving us all they'll give us with him because of how bad he was?
Right? Yeah, I mean, you do have to take a lot back with him to make him even able to be in anything Disney related. So
right.
Yeah, it might have been like that might have been the level that they let it get to, and then okay, we'll hold it back from there.
Kill him off. He drained some blood. He's got people hanging up. We're good.
Yep. So yeah, no, I think that's all I had. I don't know, Brandon, you want to plug anything on your end where people can find you?
Yeah. I'm M.O.N Comics on YouTube as well as Instagram. My friends from the community have been really generous in putting out videos for me every Friday, so I don't get lost by the algorithm, because I just can't commit to that schedule right now. You know how much work you guys put into your show weekly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and to stay relevant. I did drop a video of like an unboxing last Monday, kind of just a surprise. I do have the Big 5 Live coming up next Friday.
Nice.
On the 21st. And it's, I call it the collector's edition. I do it once a year where I invite people that aren't YouTubers and who are just collectors.
Okay.
So Chris Parker, who was in the chat, is going to be on there, and some other friends. I'm inviting them on to come show their collectibles. So that'll be at 9 p.m. next Friday if anyone wants to come hang out. It'll be a good time. And we got to keep doing stuff like this. Thank you for inviting me on tonight. It was I need this to like get my headspace. Like, when I'm talking to someone comics or pop culture, like it just gives me such a good, like, everything else goes away for a while.
100%,
I love it,
man,
because I'm already dealing with so much stuff. But just I needed this. Thank you, man.
Oh, absolutely. It's our pleasure to have you, man. So
Mike, you're out.
Mike, you're the third wheel now. Sorry, buddy. No, we should be back in action with Mike back from his travels. I think he went to Batu and came back. I haven't heard from him actually since he left Galaxy's Edge, so I don't know. He may have just abandoned us to live on the Falcon. I can think of worse things to do, but
Yeah, right.
We'll probably be back next week on Sunday, maybe Monday, depending how life works. But until then, I guess, thanks to Brandon, and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys around the multiverse.
See you guys.